travelling, blocked by Gutierrez. Newcastle now started yet. Swept in again towards Agger. And Agger stayed forward, he's onside! And Liverpool are in front. Inside 3 minutes, Daniel Agger's third Premier League goal of the season. It's a disastrous start from Newcastle. It was all too straightforward. They just haven't been able to get out. It was a simple ball, lofted in. Newcastle pushed out. Agger was all alone. No chance for Rob Elliott. A soft goal to concede for Newcastle. Delight for Brendan Rodgers at the end of a difficult week. Perfect start for him. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1. Not the start he was looking for. What a difference a year makes. A year ago to the day, Newcastle had 25 more points. We're sitting in 4th position. It's a whole different atmosphere around this stadium today. Lovely touch from Sturridge. Coutinho early. Sturridge is through here, and he's trying to tee up Jordan Henderson. Clinical from Liverpool. The former Sunderland player scores at St James's Park to double Liverpool's advantage. And we've only been playing 17 minutes. One of us wonderfully worked again. And Coutinho at the heart of it. Another inch-perfect pass, unselfish. And a good awareness from Sturridge, and he just put it on a plate for Jordan Henderson. And he couldn't miss. What a start from Liverpool. Already for Newcastle, it could be a long way back. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 2. The sun isn't shining on the Newcastle team. And temperature's boiling over between Sturridge and Debussy. Mostly wise to walk away. It was something and nothing really. And all ended. Debussy and Sturridge both going into the referee's no-call. Adara. Promising to pick out Cisse. Goes back to Gutierrez. Trying to thread it through. Kamai took control. Al-Haidara. Round Downing. Useful cross as well. And it should have been won back. And James Birch will know it. Golden opportunity for Newcastle. Their only opportunity of this first 35 minutes. Excellent work by Haidara. James Birch made a mess of it. Coutinho losing possession. Liverpool now, the team who can't hold on to it for long enough. Ben Arfa. He's pushed aside fairly that time by Coutinho. Sturridge on ahead of him. What a fabulous pass from Coutinho, and Sturridge has finished it. And he might just have finished Newcastle today too. Warm applause from his manager. The man stepping into Suarez's shoes. Scores his 6th Premier League goal for Liverpool. And 8 minutes into the second half increases their advantage to 3. Coutinho who won it, and then provided it. Sturridge with a second touch. Was emphatic. Cleverly done by Coutinho. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 3. And Sturridge has now scored here in a Liverpool, Chelsea and Bolton shirt in the Premier League. Ben Arfa. Gouffran's cross. Agger's header. Newcastle's corner. Kamai's delivery. Right, they've got a touch. Not too convincing. Ben Arfa. Cisse. Ben Arfa to hit one. Blocked by Lucas, and then the follow-up from Cisse. Newcastle asking for hands. Anthony Mariner shakes his head. It was who drove it. Did have his arms up. Very difficult to try and get out of the way. A shot with that power. Toyota wanted too much time. Excellent work. And forget about Liverpool as well. As That's their quality, and that's found Henderson, and this surely will be four. Sturridge onside. They're romping away with it. On the hour, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 4. But after a difficult week, what a response from Liverpool. Henderson timed his run of affection from Gerrard's ball, and he returned the favour from the first half, really. Sturridge provided him with a simple tap-in. This time, it was Daniel Sturridge, the grateful recipient. Without 30-goal Luis Suarez, Liverpool have scored. Coutinho. Fabulous balance again. The little Brazilian is Marini's first touch. Coutinho. Downing. Marini! Well, the day gets better and better for Liverpool. It's a first ever Premier League goal for Fabio Marini, just 60 seconds after coming on. And he makes it Liverpool 5, Newcastle 0. Downing at the heart of this one. Marini pulled away, controlled it with his first touch, and finished it with his second. Just as they did in 2008 here, Liverpool have scored 5 at St James's Park. And this is a nightmare day for Newcastle United. He was brought down by Debussy. It's going to get worse for Newcastle. It's a second yellow and a red for the French international. Coutinho's been a problem to them all day. He brushed him aside with the first challenge. And Debussy dived in, already on a booking. He had few complaints. 5-0 down, and Newcastle are also a man down. Could it get worse? Henderson's free kick. It does. 6-0 to Liverpool. Just listen to the boos ringing round St James's Park. He must be shell-shocked. All the way in from Jordan Henderson. Haggard was diving, he didn't get a touch. Elliott was beaten. And it has been a turbulent week for Liverpool. What a way to respond. That's what he wanted, but he couldn't have dreamt of this scoreline. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 6. Newcastle disheartened, disjointed, and they still have 13 minutes to play with 10 men. Coutinho, with the challenge of Cisse. Still Coutinho, might go alone. Oh, what a hit! The woodwork denies the Brazilian. Sturridge went to ground softly. He deserves a goal for his performance today, Coutinho. He was entitled to have a go, and that was an excellent save by Elliott. A good strong hand to that to tip it onto the crossbar. To deny
Newcastle's heaviest home defeat since, I think, 1925. It was a mixture, wasn't it, today, between brilliant at times from Liverpool's, but it's shambolic on other occasions from Newcastle.
No, I was very impressed with Liverpool. I think it's been a very tough week for them for obvious reasons, but they arrived at St James's Park, and from the very first minute they were at it, and they put in a good performance. It was easy for them at times. They had the freedom at St James's Park to play, lifting the head up, passing it with ease, scoring goals. From Newcastle's point of view, you would think that was their first home game since their heavy defeat against their rivals Sunderland. You think they would have started the game like a house on fire, like trying to run everywhere, trying to get the ball, start off well. There was none of that whatsoever. There was no spirit, no hunger, no desire. It was an embarrassing day for Newcastle United.
Even by his own admission, Alan Pardew said they started poorly, defended really badly, and at times it's more as a unit.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the worst defensive performances I've seen from any team this season in the Premiership. I think in terms of shape, organisation, discipline, I think at times they were a shambles. We'll analyse the first goal. The minute the ball goes out to Stuart Downing, the back three there are actually in quite a good position. They've got a good line. It's actually a good header from Haidara at the far post as well to clear his lines, and this is where the problem starts. The ball's cleared, and then Mbeumo should take his position off Stephen Taylor there, who is the back man, who's had to cover around. He doesn't. He steps up. He's sort of like playing his own line. The ball comes back in from Stuart Downing, and Haidara then realises that Stephen Taylor is 2 or 3 yards behind him, and he's basically praying that Robbie Elliott comes off his line and gets him out of trouble, and he doesn't, and that was the start of things to come. The fourth goal, Steven Gerrard, who's got time on the ball in midfield, you've seen this many times again, it's that 30-40 yard diagonal pass over the top, so as a back four, when you've got time on the ball, you've got to hold your position, even deepen if you're slightly worried. They don't do that. This is the first mistake, and Biwa steps into midfield. Why, I don't know, which then affects Stephen Taylor's position, which leaves Debussy. People at home are probably thinking Debussy's at fault for this goal, but I've been in that position. You're worried about Jordan Henderson, who's making a late run. You're thinking, I've got to track that runner. Because the defenders are so high, Debussy reacts late. Jordan Henderson is clearly onside. And for me, this is the most worrying aspect. You've got the left back, Haidara, and the centre back, Mbia. They should be breaking their leg to get back there now. This could go down to goal difference, and they don't get back in there, and that for me would be the most worrying aspect.
What I would say with Newcastle is they signed a lot of players in January, and for the first month they enjoyed playing in the Premier League and played really well. But for the last 2 or 3 months we haven't seen that at all.
It's important we don't just measure on Newcastle's abject performance, because Liverpool at times was sparkling, and they seem to have coped remarkably well without Luis Suarez.
Well,
in particular, Coutinho and Sturridge were exceptional.
They linked up very, very well. I mean, way to pass here from Coutinho into Glenn Johnson. One short, one long. Sturridge getting into the box now. His partner's cleared the ball, and it's important for him to get into the box, and he did that very well. And if you're going to give this guy time and space to pick his head up and put a pass like that in, he's going to cause you damage. A better touch from Aga, and then he would have had an effort on goal. But this is laughable, really. Look at the space that Coutinho has. He's got time to take a touch. He's got time to pick his head up. What about that for a pass outside of the foot?
He looks a player.
Oh, he looks a very good player. But if you give him time, then he'll pick passes like that. Sturridge, great run, good link-up play. Gives his mate a tap in here, and I mean he just pushes Ben Arthur off the ball here with ease, driving at the back two there. And when you want it to be put on a plate for you, just put it into that little area for me to take a touch, and I'll smash it in the back of the net. Says Sturridge, and that's exactly what he did. Time again to turn, and if anything, it would have been the perfect day for Coutinho if this had gone. He deserved it. His performance deserved it. He really ran the show, him and Sturridge. Lovely strike, good save from the goalkeeper, and unlucky not to get on the score sheet himself. But Liverpool were dominant in particular.
So a quick word on the Suarez ban. How did you read it? 10 games? Was it?
Well, I've got to say the FA's disciplinary process is farcical. That's another issue. But I do agree.
Retrospectively, they don't look at yellow card if the ref sees it.
Absolutely, it's totally wrong. But I do agree with the ban. They've got to send a strong message out. It's right, they have done that, but they've got to continue to do that, the FA. I think if Liverpool and Suarez were angry about it, and they were, then I think it tells a story that they have chosen not to appeal.
Okay, we'll move on. We'll spare you that one because you're playing against Liverpool on Sunday. We don't stoke up anything.